Hey, what's up, guys? Toogie here, back again with another episode of my Seattle Sea Cattle Draft to Glory Road to Franchise Championship Success Series. That is the new official name. Welcome back to another episode. And in this episode, we look to do the thing. That is make the playoffs and win a lot. Will we? Probably not. That is the rhyme of the century. Yeah, man, I'm on fire for the start of this episode. Let's go. I'm feeling good today. Let's get fired up. Let's get pumped. Yeah. We are trying to rebound from the fact that we have had two god-awful drafts in succession. It's been rough. We are pretty much locked into the team that we have now. Trent Bengoa is 31 years old, so we're starting to get to that point in time where the next few seasons have to be where we do the thing, or we are screwed in terms of ever finding success in this series. These are the lines we're going with. We're keeping Rogalski, Bengoa, and Tennell together. Second line, Manny Jonas with Kyler Yamamoto and Steven Belfour. The third line, though, Cedric Barabal, Bradley Sidhu, and Riley Sutter. Of course, both Barabal and Sidhu did very, very well in the AHL last year. I'm intrigued to see what the two of them can do. The fourth line is Eric Clough with Logan Volk and Chuck Lorentz. The defense, Lucas Reza, who has been changed to a two-way. You may notice some player type changes. Again, it's not really strategy. It's more looking at the attributes and seeing, okay, Reza as a defensive D-man makes sense because of the low offensive awareness. Look at his skating and look at his puck skills, look at his shot. It's worth letting him play a little bit more offensively. So Reza is with O'Donnell, Don Wakabayashi is with Sam Mele, and Corey Parker is with Stephen Bishop. The goaltender is Joshua Oshie, of course, with Grant Hargrave as the backup. Down in the AHL, I'm intrigued to see what these lines can do. We have Jamie Redden, Manny Janik, and Bear Rintoul. From there, guys like Bitts, Ham Hughes, who didn't make the team, Whitfield, Moses, Jake Bengoa, and Anderson Dolan down on the fourth line. Defensively, it's still a mess. We have nobody else in the system coming up. Not that we necessarily need them. Forward-wise, there's really no one else that we're going to be looking to make the jump outside of Manny Janik. So that's why I'm pretty much committed to saying this is the core that's either going to win or we're never going to find success in this series. But with that, we do have the champion team status there. Tacoma is also listed as champion, which I think it's just it carries over. I don't know if I wanted to check captaincy. Did I? Bengoa, Rintoul, Riddle. You know what? I do want to check captaincy. Why not? Let's add another 45 seconds to what's going to be probably like an hour-long video or so. Although, admittedly, Jerry Riddle can be the alternate. Never mind. Jerry, you get to keep that letter. Jake Bengoa might... Nope, Anderson Dolan's captain. That's not even a question. Of course, Morgan Geeky's not on this team anymore, which is kind of sad to me. Let's just give it to Jake Bengoa. Why not? You can wear an alternate. There we go. Anderson Dolan leading the way for Tacoma. We'll see what happens there. And then I think our captains for the Seattle roster are still set and good to go. Bengoa, Sutter, O'Donnell. Works for me. Works for me. So let's go ahead and get this season underway. If I can stop hitting the wrong buttons, let's get the show on the road. Let's see what this team is made of for this season. The 2032-2033 NHL season. I do believe we are closer to the end now than the beginning, which, yeah, I mean, if it starts in 2017-18, that's the case. That is the case. We still have a bit of a ways to go, before this series would be close to ending. If we were to go the full 25 years, which we typically do in draft glory runs, but maybe this time we won't. Who knows? It's all up in the air right now whether or not we find success with this team. If we don't, is there enough time to recover after someone like a Trent Bengoa retires? That's the big question. Hopefully, we don't have to answer that. Hopefully, we win with Trent Bengoa. He becomes a legend and a surefire Hall of Famer for this channel's history. And then, hey, if we somehow end up being competitive again, cool. And if not, well, at least we've found success. And that is the key. Success this year in my series for NHL 18 have been hit or miss. So I'd like to I'd like to hope that we're going to find, some success here, but again, this game has thrown us so many curveballs in this series where sometimes we found steals in the draft, other times we've had, 2 extra first round picks and gotten absolutely nothing out of it. You never quite know. We just beat Boston 8-0 though. So how bad are the Bruins this year? That is ridiculous. So year in, year out, I just don't know what to expect with this team. Anything could happen. We could miss the playoffs this year. That could easily happen. With the way this game sims, we could miss the playoffs. We could win the President's Trophy. Who knows? We could win 13 straight games starting right now and win the President's Trophy. I mean, we've won 5 straight and we lost to Columbus, but hey, case in point. You never quite know what's going to happen. Life's like a box of chocolates, some wise man once said. It was Tom Hanks. And Tom Hanks is a very wise man. You get the point. So I'm intrigued to see how this all plays out. We're going to get the prompt for December 1st. We're at 15-6-2, which is a very promising start. And Tacoma as well, doing very well at 15-8-1 on the season. Whether or not we have both teams make the playoffs, time will tell. But it would certainly be nice, again, and I've mentioned this so many times, but for Tacoma to find any success throughout this series would be amazing to me. Like, them making the playoffs, if you're looking at relative success, they might as well have won the Calder Cup, right? Like, them making the playoffs would be the equivalent of the Belleville Sens winning the Calder Cup in our Ottawa series. Like, you have to set your expectations to a different level, and Tacoma has no business. You just saw their roster and how weak their defense is. They have no business whatsoever finding any success, but I hope they do. Unfortunately, both teams look to be on one hell of a slide right now. I said 13-game winning streak. We're looking more likely to currently see a 13-game losing streak, but it just every moment of this series, this game validates my opinion of having no opinion and not knowing how to feel, because 1 second we're killing it, the next second we're getting closer to a 500 record as opposed to doubling that up. I just don't know what to do or what to expect. But we will continue onward once we get to assign the scouting and all of that, which you watch. There will be players. This will be a great draft for us, right? Watch. We'll make the playoffs. We'll get booted in round 1. We'll go to the draft in the next episode, maybe even this episode if it happens quickly enough, and we'll have an amazing draft probably, right? Just because I don't have the extra first round pick this year. This is why, you'll remember multiple episodes back now at this point, more than likely. You might not remember because it was a while ago. Being cautious and being nervous about us making the playoffs, because if we did, knowing that we wouldn't be able to get that high-level talent anymore, at least not consistently, and hoping that the team that we had already had, the core that we had already had, was good enough to succeed, rather than just being good enough to make the playoffs year in and year out, and then failing from there, meaning we're not getting any major help. We have to hope that this core is good enough to get the job done. As again, both of our teams, as we head towards deadline day, are much closer to a 500 record than I would have hoped. Hopefully we can turn things around here. I would prefer both of our teams to make the playoffs for that exact reason. But we'll see. Tacoma right now, though, it's looking a little bit more unsure, whereas with Seattle, we still have a pretty good pace going. We should be getting the 6-week alert here, and then we'll be getting the alert about setting up the trade block after that. The Rangers at 28, 27, and 7. Let's go back to the defense for another 6 weeks. Tacoma on 30 wins, Seattle on 34. Grand Rapids and Detroit. What are the odds that both of our that we play Detroit and their AHL team on the same day? I feel like that doesn't happen that often. And we did win, though, thankfully. There we go. The final stretch here, for the most part, I think I might, and actually here, we will we'll stop the sim exactly 3 weeks from now on April 1st, as we are approaching 40 wins. Can we get it against Pittsburgh? Yes, we can. So the Sea Cattle are looking safe. We're looking like contenders as long as we keep winning the majority of our games. whereas the Evergreens have kind of crashed and burned. They started playing a little bit more like I expected them to play this season. We just got crushed by Philadelphia. That's 3 straight losses, make it 4. We do snap the losing streak there, though. So we have 5 games left this season. We're at 44, 29, and 4 on the season. Tacoma at 37, 32, and 7, wasn't it? I think it was. We are currently in second place in the Pacific Division, but look at how close it is in here, just so that the game doesn't skip over. Look at how close of a race this is. We are on 92, 91, 90, 90, and 88. Technically, LA isn't even out of it. So that is an extremely close race. And in the Central, they actually have both wildcard spots right now. So there are going to be some pretty good teams that miss out on the playoffs. We are not safe as of this moment. Manny Jonas, by the way, leading our team in points, which is quite surprising to me. We will go on a game-by-game basis here to see if we are, in fact, playoff bound. We're playing the 51-win Minnesota Wild. This could be rough for us. This would be a gigantic win, and we cannot get it. And now we have to play San Jose. Oh boy, this is a rough schedule. We are out of the playoffs because of that one loss. We are currently outside of the playoff structure. We could miss out. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. We're playing the 47-win Sharks. We really need a victory here. And we get it in a shootout. I don't care about them getting a point. They're winning this division anyway, more than likely. That's a gigantic win for the Sea Cattle, up to 45, 30, and 4. The lack of overtime losses are really hurting us. Chicago on 37 wins, that's a winnable game. New Jersey on 40 wins, that's also somewhat winnable. We don't have easy games coming up, but we have winnable games coming up. And as it stands, we are currently in a wild card spot on 94 points. We have a game at hand on Vancouver, though, so a victory here would be tremendous. Let's see if we can get the job done. Can we beat the Chicago Blackhawks here? Game 80. It's a 3-2 win. I'm feeling a little bit better, but we're still going to have to win both of these final 2 games just to make sure. And I would imagine that Tacoma is on the outside looking in. We are currently back up into 3rd. San Jose has clinched the division. So if we win both of these games, we finish with a maximum of 100 points. But as you can see, we have still not clinched a playoff spot. And taking a look at Tacoma, they are indeed on the outside looking in. 87 points, though. They're out on tiebreaker. They are out on tiebreaker. They have played one more game than Syracuse, though. So Tacoma, they looked like they were going to be further out than they were, but I still think they are going to just miss out, which of course is unfortunate. Game 81 here against New Jersey. Can we get the win? No, we cannot. We do get the pity point, though, and that could save our season. And final game of the season here for Tacoma. Can they get the win against Cleveland? If they do not, their season is 100% over. Let's see, 3-0. So Tacoma might have an outside shot. The Sea Cattle's last game of the season comes against the 43-win Florida Panthers on the road. Let's take a look, and we still have not clinched. Oh my God. Now, I think at best, if I'm doing this right off a tiebreaker, I think at best we could only get the 3rd seed. So if we win, we are more than likely playing Calgary, but we are not safe. Vancouver finishes on the outside looking in, though. It comes down to, what does it come down to? Dallas on 97. Seattle, Edmonton, and Dallas all on 97. Vancouver's out. LA is out. Oh, who else could make it? Nashville. Nashville's the one team that still has a hope of potentially stealing a wild card spot. We are not 100% safe unless we win. If we lose and Nashville wins, we're done. We're out just like that. So this is a playoff game against Florida. This is a must win. As Tacoma, oh my God, with a last day win, are in the playoffs. They're going to get stomped by the Marlies. I said if they won that they had an outside chance. We needed so many other teams to lose, and they did. So we have a playoff team already, and it's not what the club you would have expected. The Tacoma Evergreens are going to the postseason. The Sea Cattle, though, are not safe. Odds are in our favor, but we need to win here. So let's do this. First period here against Florida. Game 82, and Manny Jonas gets the opening goal. Good start. Second period, McClement has tied it. 26 shots to 19 in the Panthers' favor as we begin the third period sim. Our season is on the line. We need Bengoa, we need Tennell, we need Jonas, we need Sidhu. Power play opportunity. Can we take advantage of it? No, we cannot. Under 5 minutes to go. The next goal will win this game. Unless, of course, we go to a shootout. We get a pity point, which could save us. But a win here. We need that extra point. Can we get it? Overtime begins. Will there be a winner? Or are we going to a shootout? We are going to the shootout. I want to see what happens. I do. I want to see what happens. For the record, you would have noticed I actually changed up the away jersey. I like it a little bit better. And we do have our pink alternate now. It's not all pink. It's more of a Bret Hart style pink alternate. I couldn't change the logo. I'm sorry. You know what? Let's rock the alternate. Let's rock the alternate for this game. We'll put Florida in the away jersey. Can we get the win in the shootout? I'm not going to play it. I think I set it for me to play. I meant to go to the middle, actually. I don't even know if I went to the middle. I'm losing my mind here because I'm nervous as hell because there's a very good chance that we can miss out on the postseason. We need to win this shootout, and it did give me control. Can I go over to settings? Select sides. Let me go as a neutral. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. Hopefully that doesn't screw me on the first attempt. There he goes. Trent Bengoa leading the way. Our fearless captain cannot score on the backhand. Not ideal. Here comes Horkoff for the Panthers against Oshie. Big kick save. So both teams scoreless through one. Tommy Tennell coming in. Oh, he can't fake him out. Florida has a chance here to put the pressure on. It's Davis for the Panthers. And he scores short side on Oshie. It's down to this. Manny Jonas, our leading scorer, cannot tie it on the backhand. The Florida Panthers win it. And that might be it for our season. We may have just missed out on the playoffs in Game 82. Can you imagine if the Sea Cattle miss, but the Evergreens make it? Did Nashville lose, is the question. Oh my God, if we just missed out on the postseason. Let's find out. Are the Sea Cattle postseason bound? We are. Whew, thank God we are. The Preds finished on 98 points. Dallas actually missed out. 97 points for the Stars. So the Dallas Stars are the best team to miss out. Vancouver, LA, they also miss out. We make it as either the 7th or the 8th seed. I would assume we have the tiebreaker on Nashville. But regardless, we are in. Despite losing on the last day of the season, we are in fact postseason bound. So that I am quite thankful for. Let's get a look at the season wrap-up, all the stats, and we'll take it from there. I can only imagine. I mean, it's going to be Minnesota or San Jose in the first round, so that's kind of a tough battle. We finished 11th in the league. Goals for per game. We were okay, mid-table. 2.51 per game, goals against at a 2.22, straight twos across the board, which was a bottom 10. It's not bad. Not bad. Our defense and goaltending were solid. Our power play was at 19%, which was outside of the top 10, but not bad. And our penalty kill at 84.4%, a top 10 PK. 84.4, just above Toronto. Not too shabby. A much better road record, though, than a home record. 3-5-2. Heading into the postseason, though, not exactly the best form, but we may just be able to turn it around. And then again, Tacoma, we already know they will be playing the Marlies in the first round. So let's go ahead and take a look at our individual team stats here. I'm gonna actually, we'll just Normally, I like to look at it through the edit lines. You know what? No, let's do that. I like to look at it from the edit lines menu as opposed to the player stats. I am going to have to go back to player stats, though, to look league-wide. But let me see what's up here. So our top line, Pete Rogalski, 31 goals, 28 assists, a strong season for him. That is a new career high in points. So Pete Rogalski breaks the 30-goal mark for the third time in his career. 59 points, a new career high, so a great season for Rogalski. Trent took a little bit of a step back. 28 goals, 33 assists, still good for 60 points, which I'm fine with. That continues the trend of the past 3 seasons, him putting up at least 60 points. So he's still a great player for us, but a little bit of I thought it was a little bit of a step back. Apparently not. So actually I'm okay with that. And then Tommy Tunnell, 7 goals, 54 points. Again, good for at least 60. Not a new career high, though. That was last year with the 65. So overall, our top line still did well. And when you look at me changing certain defensemen over, I can understand why maybe they didn't each get closer to 60, 70 points. It makes sense. The team overall is a little bit better and a little bit more well-rounded, especially when you look at our leading scorer, former 3rd overall pick in 2027, Manny Jonas. 32 goals, 36 assists. His 3rd season at the NHL level, and he has only gotten better from 47 points to 57, and now 68 points. A breakout season, 23 of those points on the power play. A breakout season for Manny Jonas. His center, Kyler Yamamoto, now at 34 years old. He was still good for 45 points, though, and again, over the past 2 seasons, since we've paired him with Jonas, it's been a career resurgence for Kyler. You know, good for 30, 40 points in previous years, but now 45 points and a plus 21. So a great season for Yamamoto, one of the veterans of this team. And Steven Belfour, 14 goals and 38 assists, good for 52 points. His 2nd consecutive 50-point season. I'm very happy with the production from our top 6, but it makes me wonder, has the defense taken a step back, or is it the lack of production from the bottom 6 that made it a little bit of a close call in terms of making the playoffs? And that appears to be the case. Cedric Barabal, still good for 13 goals, but only 5 assists in his sophomore season. 18 points down from the 24 he had last year. So Barabal took a bit of a step back. And Bradley Sid, who tore up the AHL last year, didn't exactly kill it. From 74 points in the AHL last year to only 18 in his rookie season. Riley Sutter with 29 points this season. That's up from 27 last year, but still his production has slowly been dropping as well. So that 3rd line didn't exactly do well. Eric Clough, 8 goals, 6 assists, a minus 13, only good for 14 points. And indeed, the bottom 6's scoring was down a little bit, 18 points for Volk as opposed to the 33. And Chuck Lorentz with 17 points, down from the 20 he had last year. The question is it because of our defense's ability to step up and produce more points? If it is, then I can forgive them. If not, we may have to consider changes here heading into the postseason. So let's take a look. Lucas Reza changed him from a defensive D-man to a 2-way. 12 points. He actually finished with fewer points this year and more penalty minutes. So interesting numbers there from Reza. Evan O'Donnell, though, killed it. 49 points. Actually, for the first time since his rookie season, he put up just under 50 points. So a little bit of a step back there, not hitting the 50-point milestone. In terms of the second pairing, Wakabayashi, only 9 assists, a plus 10. But in his sophomore year, 9 points as well. He was on a pairing with Sam Mile. I mean, our defensemen are capable of point production. It just wasn't there. So our defensive point production was down, and our bottom 6 point production was down. Parker with 16 points. Stephen Bishop still did well with 23. Overall, defensive point production was down. The goaltender, Oshie, killed it, though. 34 wins in 63 appearances, a .930 save percentage, a .214 goals against average with 9 shutouts. And Hargrave also killed it as a backup. So just overall, secondary point production was down this season. And I want to take a look at how someone like Bear Rintoul did. He's a minus player. Don't know if we want to call him up, but perhaps a veteran like Bitz, a little bit more experienced player like Bitz, and Calvin Hamhuis might be worth calling up. Then again, Brent Bitz is a very interesting player. Like, he's not really great at anything. The attribute spread for him is incredibly weird. Where Calvin Hamhuis, you can at least point to the defense. That aggressiveness is a little bit concerning, a little bit concerning with how low it is. I'm not really sure what changes we'd want to make, but I'm tempted to make some changes here heading into the postseason. How did Parker do again? 16 points. That second pairing was at least good plus-minus wise, but overall, I think I'm going to... What do I want to do? Swap Wakabayashi or Melee? I'm going to swap Bishop and Melee. And we'll see how that does. And then offensively, let's go ahead and bump up Klo and Volk. We'll give them a little bit more time and play Barabal and Sidhu on the fourth line with Chuck Lorentz, and we'll see if that can get them going as opposed to calling up and sending down anybody. One more thing here before we get into the playoffs. I will at the very least sim our first round matchup. Let's take a look around the league. So 68 points for Manny Jonas. It could also be the goal scoring around the league was down. And we'll take a look and kind of sort of. Only 6 80-point getters this season. So goal scoring is a little bit down. Columbus had the top 2 goal scorers or point getters in the league, which is insane. So goal scoring was a little bit down. So we can also use that as a way to kind of, forgive maybe a little bit lower point totals for anyone who wants to see what Patrick Laine's done in his career. Again, full career spreads would be nice just because, 2023, 24, and then bam, right to his rookie season. So, EA, if you'd like to work on that, that would be nice. That's just one of the things that me and many others have suggested time and time again. But, it's cool. No worries. Carter Hart and Matthew Crombeen led the way for goalie wins in terms of rookie point getting. Matthew Julian, 57 points as a defenseman. Pretty ridiculous. So let's go ahead. We will, at the very least, as I mentioned, sim through our first round matchup. We will be taking on Minnesota or San Jose. I'm hoping it's San Jose. It is not. So we finished as the 8th seed. The Predators had us on tiebreaker, apparently, I think with fewer losses. We have to play the number 1 seed, Minnesota Wild. Great. They won the President's Trophy too, didn't they? Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Over San Jose. That's lovely. We have to play the best team in hockey. Well, we know what our team looks like. So let's take a look at the Wild. Again, the top team in the NHL this season. Let's see what they look like. And to be honest, they're well-rounded. But that's not exactly what I was expecting. Top line, you have former number 9 overall pick Dale Hopkins, centered by Darryl Knight, former 17th overall selection, and Jamie Wenquist, a former 3rd overall selection. So the Wild certainly struggled for a while, but they've managed to turn it around, and Wenquist as well. Their key player, he put up 71 points this season. Second line, we have Ron Conley, a former 9th overall pick, my God, with Gabriel Beach, former 2nd rounder of the Wild, and Philip Zadina, now at 33 years old. So the Wild struggled for a very long time, but they drafted well for the most part, at least with these high-end picks. And with the 3rd round pick as well, Vyacheslav Kavanov, oh my God, medium elite at 21 years old, 84 overall. That's just, oh God, that sucks. Those are the type of players that have been almost impossible for us to find throughout the course of this series. He is centered by Ned Aubrey, and Owen Commodore is on the right. To the 4th line, Joshua Douglas is with Junior Springus, and Timu Jasu. TJ. So obviously offensively, it's a little bit scary. It's very well-rounded. Defensively, their goaltender has to be like Patrick Waugh and Marty Brodeur's love child. Oh my God. Antti Hartikainen is the main defenseman there alongside Jake Whittaker, former 7th round pick, good Lord. Second pairing, Vladimir Markov with Mikko Kokkonen. And the third pairing, Tommy Timonen and Rory Grewal. Their goaltender is Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, who we know has won many awards in previous years and will probably win more awards this year with that .931 save percentage in 62 appearances. This is a case of a good team being made to play like the best team in hockey, which they were. They won the President's Trophy. That defense is not what you would expect from a President's Trophy winner, but with the way this game works, I can't really say I'm all that surprised. They won 55 games in the regular season. We played them not all that long ago and lost 2-1. And that sets us up for this right here, right now, this moment. Game 1 against the Minnesota Wild. Let's do it. There's nothing else to do. There's no other stats to look at. There's no other lineup changes to make. It's just time to jump into it and see what this team is made of. So here we go. The first period of Game 1, and the Wild get the opening 2 goals. Winquist and Conley with the goals, and that is not an ideal start, with us having been outshot 18-8. Yikes. Second period, we at least get one back. It's the now fourth liner Cedric Barabal with the goal. So 30 shots to 20 in their favor. We've given up 30 shots over 40 minutes. But it is 2-1 on the board. We have a chance here. The next goal, if there is one, is oh so important. The Wild have a power play opportunity early on. They can't take advantage of it. A 5-on-3 that we cannot take advantage of. So both teams with a good opportunity there in the opening minutes of the third. Neither is able to capitalize with the extra man. And with 5 minutes to go now, can the Wild hold on? And they can do more than that. Hopkins with the goal. 3-1 Wild. That is your final score. They take Game 1, and deservedly so. That is a little bit frustrating for us to have had that power play time early on. Luukkonen in the first star. I want to see how we ended up with a 5-on-3. So Sid, who went to the box. Winquist for holding the stick. A hooking call on Zadina, and then an elbowing call on Hartikainen. And we could not take advantage of that. Hopkins gets what is just eventually the insurance goal. The fourth line produces the only goal for us in that game, as Luukkonen is able to shut us down. So we'll look to bounce back in Game 2. For now, I want to focus on Game 1, at least shortly. Evergreens against the Marlies. Can we get the win in Game 1? We cannot. That is a 4-1 loss. Both teams drop the opening game of their series. There is still plenty of time, however. So let's go Game 2. If we lose here, I'll contemplate lineup changes, but let's do this. Game 2, first period, still in Minnesota, of course, and it is scoreless. 14 shots to 8 in our favor, but we could not capitalize. That is a W for Minnesota. Momentum's on their side to have not given up a goal in that period. Second period, and we have a lead. For the first time in the series, it's Steven Belfour, the lone goal of the second period. 21 shots apiece, but we have the difference maker on the board. We are 20 minutes away from pulling off what I would consider an upset to take at least one game on the road in Minnesota to begin this series. Can we do it? That's the big question. Let's find out. The next goal, if there is one, will be so important. Power play chance here for the Wild that they cannot capitalize on, and we take advantage of it in the aftermath. Cedric Barabal scores. Zadina, though, just over a minute later, almost 2 minutes later, gets it back. The Wild get a power play chance, and Beach has tied it. 5 minutes to go, 2-2 on the scoreboard. Are we going to overtime in Game 2? Yes, we are. That is a heartbreaker, as Barabal gives us a 2-0 lead after a successful penalty kill. Zadina and then Beach on the power play. We let a 2-0 lead just completely slip away from us. We're going to overtime in Game 2. Not ideal, but we could still walk away with a W here. Tommy Tunnell, he's not much of a goal scorer. He's more like, he's our Backstrom, basically. Tommy Tunnell or Winquist for the overtime winner. And I sure as hell hope it's Tunnell. We have an early power play chance. Can we take advantage of it? No, we cannot. 5 minutes into the overtime. Come on. We need this. We need this W so badly. We cannot afford to fall down 2-0 to the President's Trophy winning Wild. Are we destined for double overtime here in Game 2? Yes, we are. And you know how this works. Don't blink. You might miss it. This will end within the next 5 seconds of me hitting the button. Double overtime. Can we get the win? I'm gonna hit the button, but I'm gonna close my eyes. Swear to God, have my eyes closed. I'm gonna count down 5 seconds, and then we'll see if it's over. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's over, and Timonen got the winner. No! Timonen breaks my heart, at least. We let a 2-0 lead slip away from us. The Minnesota Wild win both games at home to start this series. Luukkonen takes home the first star in both games. Ron Conley with the 3-assist night. And we are in a lot of trouble. We'll sim Game 2 between Toronto and Tacoma's also in a whole lot of trouble. I'm going to look at changing up the lines here. And we might just throw whatever the hell we can at the wall. Our top line has been deathly quiet, as has our second line. Let's go with Sid, who at least has 2 points. What do I want to do here? Because Klo, Volk, and Lorentz didn't work that well together. And Klo, Volk, and Sutter aren't working well together at all. So we need to break up that line. Let's go... What do I want to do here? I want to keep Sidhu and Barabal somewhat close, because they've done relatively well. I don't know what I want to do here. Because again, Volk, Klo, and Lorentz didn't work that well together. Let's go with Klo, Volk, and Belfour. Maybe I can't afford to drop Belfour. Klo, Volk, and Lorentz just didn't work that well together. I have to try some drastic changes here. Let's go with Barabal, Sidhu, Belfour, Rogalski, Yamamoto, Sutter, Jonas, Bengoa, Tanel. And that gives every line a different look aside from the fourth. Because we know that Klo, Volk, and Sutter didn't work that well together. I'm gonna roll with that. Why not? And defensively, I'm gonna put Wakabayashi with O'Donnell, Parker, Mille, Reza, Bishop. We'll see how that works. Goaltending wise, how has Oshie done? He's been okay. 931's honestly just kind of an okay save percentage for playoff time. And then down in the AHL, let's just optimize this as best we can in terms of higher lines or higher overalls being on higher lines. And we'll see how that works out for us. Both teams fighting for their first win. If Tacoma can't get the win in Game 3, their season is over. We are on home ice here in Game 3. If we cannot get the win, our season might as well be over. It is Game 3 against the Minnesota Wild. We are throwing whatever we can at the wall just to see what sticks. Can we find a way to get back into this series and at least defend home ice? First period of Game 3, and it's Jasu with the opening goal on Oshie with 2:21 left in the period. 12 shots to 8 in our favor. They have the lead, though. Second period, Rogalski tied it, but it's Aubrey who restores the lead. 25 shots to 14, but the Wild have a 2-1 lead. That Rogalski goal was huge. But unfortunately, we couldn't hold on. 40 seconds later, Aubrey with the goal. That sets up the third period. We are down 2-1 and in desperate need of a tying goal and of a hero. It's Trent. But yet again, Knight scores and oh my god. Okay, let's timeout, Team Art, timeout. Or not. No, let's not time out. Holy shit, what is... Oh my god. It's not... You know what? Let it go. Let it go. I don't even know what to say. Holy hell. Like, what even happened? Wow. I just don't know where to go from that. I tried to hit X to stop it, and I noticed it just kept going, and just... Oh my god. So Jostu made it 1-0, 2-0, or 1-1, 2-1 with Aubrey. Bengoa ties it 2-2. Knight makes it 3-2. Bengoa scores 50 seconds later to make it 3-3, and then Winquist and Hopkins with 2 goals in 5 seconds. 37 shots to 27, and a 5-3 loss on the scoreboard. Trent did everything we really asked of him there. And it still wasn't enough. We yet again find ourselves down 3-0. Will the evergreen season end here? No, it will not. They at least pick up a win 4-3 over the Marlies to extend that series. But this is worst case scenario again as we make the playoffs just barely and are just getting destroyed here. I mean, Jonas has 3 points, but for the most part, and it was our top line there that really struggled plus-minus wise. They were the ones that got picked apart. I don't know what changes to make here. Klo, Valk, and Sutter have been completely ineffective. Not that Lorentz has been great. Man, what a shit situation to be in. Let's look at making changes. Do we at least have one righty there? We do in Rintoul. Let's do it. What do we have to lose? Honestly, what do we have to lose by mixing up the lines and just hoping to find something that works for us? So, we'll see what we can do. Rintoul, Hamhuis, and Bitz will be the fourth line. We'll have Barabal, Sidhu, and, you know, well... Maybe, actually. Go with the youth line of Barabal, Sidhu, Rintoul. Jonas, Yamamoto, Belfour, Rogalski, Bengoa, Tanel. I'm not overly happy with that plus-minus. Maybe flip Belfour and Tanel just to try something different. Like, can anything spark this team? -2 for Reza, -4 for Wakabayashi. O'Donnell's at a -3. Good lord. Mile's at a +3. -3. So I guess Reza and O'Donnell's still going to be our top pairing. We'll go Parker and Mile. You know what? Parker and Mile, you've done well. We might as well reward the guys that have performed well. Oshie, I mean, just... That last game was so rough. I have to try. I have to try. You know what? In fairness, let's play Lorentz on a higher line. You know what? No, I'm going to keep the forward lines the way they are. What do we have to lose? We'll go best lines there in the AHL as well and see if they can somehow walk away with a victory. In Game 4, I'm a little bit defeated at this point. I know we could technically come back from 3-0 down, but I mean, come on. Game 4. Will it be our final game of this season? First period. And it's a goal apiece. Hamhuis with the goal, and Conley ties it. 13 shots to 7 in our favor, tied at 1 on the board. That is momentum in favor of Minnesota. For them to not be trailing and for them to be tied. Same thing. Second period, and Manny Jonas gets the second goal of this game. I can't get overly excited, but it's promising. We're up 2-1, 23 shots to 17 in our favor. We're 20 minutes away from either the end of our season or from extending this series and forcing a Game 5 back in Minnesota. Conley gets his second. We're all tied at 2. The next goal goes to Hopkins. 3-2 Wild. 6.5 to go. Will that do it for our season? And it looks like it. Oh my God. Brent Bitz with 27 seconds left, you bastard. I was ready for the end. I was ready for the end, Brent. And you've given me hope. Hamhuis, Jonas, and Bitz. We're going to overtime here in Game 4. Can we get the win? I'm going to say Belfour or their top line right wing, who I don't even remember at this point. Overtime begins. Power play opportunity. 5-on-3. Please, for the love. We don't deserve to win. We just had a 5-on-3 in overtime, but we won anyway. Oh my God, of course. This game gets me to the point where I'm so defeated and I'm just ready for it to be over. And Bitz ties it with 27 seconds left, and then in overtime, Stephen Bishop wins it. We are, in fact, going back to Minnesota for Game 5. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This season is not yet over. Off the back of one hell of a comeback and a very clutch goal from Brent Bitz. Game 4, can Tacoma force Game 5? No, they cannot. The Evergreen season comes to an end at the hand of the Toronto Marlies in 4 games. Which brings us to this. It is Game 5. The AHL team is out. Every series is at a 3-1 right now in the Western Conference. It comes down to this. Oshie is going to be back in. Can we get the win? One game at a time. Or did Brent Bitz and Stephen Bishop give me just a little bit too much false hope? Let's find out. Game 5. I don't know how to feel about this. Oh boy. First period. Oh my God. Hamhuis again. Manny Jonas again. Back-to-back goals, or goals in back-to-back games now for both Hamhuis and Jonas. Owen Commodore gets one back from Minnesota. Those 7 shots apiece. We're up 2-1 on the board. Right. I don't know how to feel about any of this. I'm just waiting for it to go poorly. Second period, Trent Bengoa makes it 3-1. We are 20 minutes away from either forcing a Game 6 back on home ice or from blowing another 2-goal lead and ending our season. Bengoa made it 3-1. Sam Mealy makes it 4. We are 12 minutes away. We have a power play opportunity that we cannot take advantage of, but halfway through the third period, it is still 4-1. Cedric Barabal makes it 5. From the brink of elimination. 27 seconds away from elimination, as a matter of fact. We come back. We have won 2 straight. 5-1 final. In Game 5, there will be a Game 6 in Seattle. Joshua Oshie returns and returns to form. We have kept this season alive somehow, some way. Brent Bitz, I think, if we pull this off, will have just automatically secured himself a spot in this channel's Hall of Fame. Oh my God. Game 6. Let's do this. No lineup changes necessary. We are 60 minutes away from either the end of our season or going back to Minnesota for a Game 7. Let's do this. Oshie between the pipes. First period. And it is the perfect start. O'Donnell and Jonas with the goals. 8 shots to 5 in our favor. 2-0 on the board. I'm trying not to get overly excited because we have blown a 2-goal lead in the series already. But that is the perfect start to Game 6 here on home ice. O'Donnell and Jonas with the goals. Second period, and that is what I was worried about, and that is why I don't get overexcited at certain points. Aubrey and Springus have tied it. Trent Bengoa restores the lead, 18 shots to 13, 3-2 on the board. Trent Bengoa right now has saved the day for the moment. We did, in fact, blow another 2-goal lead, but thankfully we get to step away from the second period with a little bit of optimism as Trent Bengoa scores the goal. Overall, I don't know how to feel about this, so I'll just hit the button. Third period of Game 6, an early power play chance for the Wild. That is killed off. We are a quarter of the way there. Can we hold on? Halfway home. 8 minutes left in Game 6. Can we hold on? Can we find some insurance? 2 minutes to go. Power play opportunity. And Manny Jonas, with an empty net goal, seals the deal. We have forced Game 7. Oh, God. I was 27 seconds away. Oh, from just like, all right, that's it for the episode. Soul-crushing depression, another defeat. Thank you very much. Good night. To Brent Bitts scoring. We win in overtime. We win Game 5 convincingly, 5-1 on the road, and then we come back home for Game 6. We blow a 2-0 lead, but Trent Bengoa's goal in the second period holds up as the winner. 4-2 final. We are going to Game 7. I cannot believe this. From 3-0 down, the Tacoma Evergreens are out, having lost in 4 out of a possible 5 to Toronto. We are the only series in the West going to Game 7. Washington and Pittsburgh in the East also going to Game 7. Manny Jonas, you monster. There's no lineup changes to make. Maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe there's one line in particular where we could make a quick little change, and that'll spark something for them. We're going to Game 7. Don't worry, I'm not going to micromanage too much. That top line, I mean, Bengoa's been getting it done. Belfour, not so much. The second line's clicking. The third line, Bearman-Tool's struggling a little bit. And the fourth line's doing okay. So I gotta be honest. The only change I'd make is Belfour for Tool. Is putting Bear-Tool on that line too big of a jump? Only 2 points for Belfour. I'm gonna try it. Like, will that slow down the efficiency of that top line? It's not like Belfour. I mean, he's a great skater. He's not that great defensively. Former number 1 pick, Stephen Belfour. How's that third lineman doing? You know what? I'm gonna stick with it. I'm going to stick with it. Let me check the defense really quickly. I'm panicking. I'm not micromanaging too much. I haven't even changed anything yet. Parker and Mealy have been killing it. The other 2 pairings, not so much. Let's go with Wakabayashi and O'Donnell, Reza, and Bishop. That's the only change I'm making. I'm changing it back. I'm not changing anything. We've won 3 straight. Now, the argument, of course, is, well, if you make that change, maybe it makes those pairings a little bit better. The other argument is, well, you messed with something that was working. Game 7 in Minnesota. We have come back. Can we complete the reverse sweep? We took it 1 game at a time, and we have 1 game left. 1 hill yet to climb. Game 7 here in the first round against Minnesota. I cannot believe we're here. Let's do this. First period. And it's a great start. Bear Rintoul with 4 seconds to go in the first period. We kept him on the third line. We kept him on the youth line. And he delivered. With 4 seconds to go, 15 shots to 8 in our favor. 1-0 on the board. What a start. Second period is scoreless. 27 shots to 15 in our favor. Bear Rintoul has the lone goal. Third period. Oh my God. Can Oshie hold on? Can this team hold on? We are under 17 minutes away from pulling off the biggest upset and Knight has tied it. We're halfway through the third period. We have a power play opportunity here that we cannot take advantage of. Oh my God, 3 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. And we are going to overtime in Game 7. Oh God, we have to watch it too. We have to. Let's do it. Let's do it. I think I have my commentary on, so I don't know. I'm going to have to bump down the commentary before I turn up the game audio. Oh, God. Overtime of Game 7. We are 1 goal away from completing the reverse sweep on the President's Trophy winners. That is unbelievable. Can we pull this off? I'd put it on True Broadcast, but you do kind of have a rough time seeing who's who, you know? That's the only reason why I don't. Let me turn down the commentary volume. That's the only reason why I don't, is you can sometimes have a tough time reading who's who, but you know what? Maybe I will, just to see how it looks. Then again, that's going to fuck with my settings for online play, so I'm going to have to remember to change that back. Let's go. Let's do it. Oh my God. Game 7 overtime. Here we go. Trent Bengoa wins the draw, carries it across the blue line. Bengoa back to the point. Nobody there. It's so weird seeing this on True Broadcast. Melee to Belfour, up to Parker. And now Belfour through the neutral zone. Across the blue line, Stephen Belfour drops back to the point. It's Parker. Pass is broken up by Hopkins. Quickly over to Winquist, and now Knight through the neutral zone and into the zone. Pass over for Hopkins. Winquist for the Wild to the point. Quick passes here. Hopkins finds trouble. Whitaker able to get it out. Down low, though, and there's the turnover. Trent to Melee, and now Belfour through the neutral zone. Drops back for Bengoa. Over for Pete Rogalski, and a huge save. The first huge save, the first big save of the overtime from Luukkonen. It's Knight. Still up there for the Wild, over to Conley, and a big save from Oshie. The goaltenders trading maybe not highlight reel saves, but damn it. It's Game 7. The series is on the line. It's a highlight save to me. Conley to Hartikainen. Kuokkanen. Now it's Knight. Down low, it's Conley again. Back to the point. It's over to Hartikainen. Low shot is blocked. Winquist recovers. The first line still out there for the Wild. Knight in front. That may have just gone wide. Bengoa for Melee. Are we on coach mode? We're not, so it's just the line changes haven't happened. Pete Rogalski. It gets broken up and it's back over to Knight. Philip Zadina on. It's Connolly. Conley, and it's lost O'Donnell to a very tired Tunnell. Actually, Tunnell's fresh on the ice. Never mind. I'm used to him being on the top line. Tunnell looking for space, and he finds it with a quick set of moves. Tommy Tunnell in front, and it goes clean through. Philip Zadina, it's down low. Kyler Yamamoto finds it, takes the shot. It's loose, but Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is able to cover. So a couple of big chances early on for both teams. Second line v third line. Yamamoto takes the draw against Aubrey. Kyler Yamamoto is able to win it back. He gets it for O'Donnell. Pass over, it's Tommy Tunnell. He sends it in down low. No forechecking pressure there from the Sea Cattle. Although Yamamoto with an interception tries to send it back in front and turns it over. It's teaming in, and now Aubrey through the neutral zone. He'll dump it in. Hard around, it's Kovanov who wins it. In front for Aubrey, the shot goes just wide. Puck on the half boards. There is a battle, and the Sea Cattle come up with it. Sidhu turns it over. It's Greywall stepping in. He takes the shot, and a big save on the low slap shot from Oshie. Manny Jonas across the blue line. Manny Jonas, the leading scorer of the playoffs thus far. To Wakabayashi, he gets killed. It's now Sidhu looking for space. He gets slashed. The Sea Cattle going on the power play. Shot from the point. Deflects. And deflects wide. Power play opportunity coming up for the Sea Cattle. Oh my God. A slashing penalty. I'm not sure who that was on. That was on Tommy Timonen. And it's a power play chance here. Tanel, Bengoa, and Rogalski are out. Kavanagh and Springus on for the Wild. Minnesota wins a defensive draw. Whitaker turns it over, though. Good pressure there. Chance not able to get on net. Springus looking for space. Sea Cattle forecheck still going on. Bengoa finds it. Trent tries to send it across, and Kavanagh is able to intercept. A couple of risky passes played so far by the Sea Cattle. Melee the breakout to Tanel. Through the neutral zone and across the blue line. He turns it over to Timonen again. Whitaker and now Springus. Over for Kavanagh. Across the blue line. Kavanagh looking for space. He'll send it around. Springus is there. He leaves it for the defenseman who can't get it either. Minnesota continuing to wind down the clock. Kuokkanen having trouble. Gets it to Springus, who dumps it in. Struggling Sea Cattle power play thus far. It's Sam Mealy. Charging through the neutral zone now, Manny Jonas. In front for Pete Rogalski. It's poked away in a defensive line change. Almost results in the puck going out of play. It's Lucas Reza for Parker. Rogalski, and now back to the point. Parker throws it on, and it's well over the top of the net as Whitaker is able to dump it out. 45 to go on the power play here for the Sea Cattle. Rogalski to Manny Jonas. Windmills through the neutral zone and loses it. The Wild here on the counter. Drop pass intercepted by Yamamoto, and a big breakout pass. It's Stephen Belfour. He's pressured though, forced to turn around. Yamamoto tries to send it low. He's knocked off, and the puck is cleared. What a pass attempt from Yamamoto to Belfour. Reza against Zadina. Still battling. Zadina coming up with it. Yamamoto back there to help, and he's able to win the puck. 10 seconds to go on this power play. Hardikainen and now Springus. Springus still out there. Gets it to Greywall. Back in front for Springus. Tries to go over to Zadina. It's not completed. The penalty's over. Springus the shot! And Springus scores! And the Minnesota Wild win Game 7. They avoid the reverse sweep. Springus is the overtime hero. And it's another harsh end to the season for the Seattle Sea Cattle. Pass there in front to Springus. Shoots it in stride. And ends the Sea Cattle's season. Brent Bitts scored the goal with 27 seconds left. That was the catalyst for our comeback. But in the end, we fell just short. And I think this hurts worse than having been swept. We will continue and we will prepare for a new season in the next episode. We'll take a look back through points and all that. But for now, that'll do it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. As always, your support is greatly appreciated. As all the YouTubers say, like, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification bell. Links are in the description of my Twitter and Twitch. We're on the road to 10K. My normal outro stuff, I am I am upset. Until next time, I love you all. Have a good one. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.